Greetings once again, Pete Einstein with SonPower Ministries, walking through my book entitled The Inmate Within, Prison Ministry, A Haven of Hope. Yesterday we started to talk about the sights and the sounds of the prison experience, and we're going to continue on that journey today in our first chapter of the book. Understand that this is a great opportunity for folks to purchase a copy of the text and follow along with us as you read. Also a great idea for small groups in churches or ministries or organizations. In this time when we have the opportunity to read, what better time than to dive into an informational and life-giving text. Picking up where we left off yesterday, we talked about approaching the prison, the cityscape, the lights and the razor wire, and all of the sounds and experiences, including the grit and grime that surrounds the facilities inside and out at times. I want to begin reading today. Prison gates have their own distinct dismal sound. If you imagine the sound of a massive chain dropping from atop a one-story building onto a concrete parking lot, combined with the forceful strike of a heavy-duty hammer on steel pipes, then you might approximate the sound of prison gates. Standing, waiting as the gears slowly grind to open or shut the gate, you are never quite prepared for the loud, hollow echo of ka-chung. It's a core-shaking, gut-wrenching, metallic, ominous, and often preceded or followed by an annoying, ear-splitting buzzer. It is a sound that clearly sends the message, you are in our environment now, and we're in control. Ka-chung. I just had to create a word that would approximate the jarring, unnerving sound of the prison gate. Some of the steel bars and some of the new gates are sheen and brightly painted. Others, decades old, have pock marks and rust that's been painted over and over again, holding the oil and the grit and the stories of days gone by. Inmates living lives in dispirited, disquieted solitude. In some cases, you can even taste the acrid bite of the metal in your nostrils or on the tip of your tongue. As volunteers going into a state penitentiary, we're often escorted by what I call our heroes, the chaplains, and also prison guards, corrections guards, sometimes accompany us as well. And they can make our job either pleasurable or really, really a pain in the tail. But the journey from the sign-in area and the seating area and lobby to the prison chapel can sometimes be circuitous, or sometimes it can be rather a straight line getting from point A to point B. But the idea behind it all is get us there safely, quickly, without anything happening, especially if I happen to be pushing a huge platform kitchen dolly loaded with our sound equipment, and I get the opportunity to push it myself most of the time. You know, at times there is a circuitous route through a seemingly labyrinthian, endless series of hallways, going left, going right, T-intersections, sometimes punctuated with guard stations or a guard seated on a high chair or a bench, and he's sitting there gazing, serious, arms crossed, as if to say, you will not enter here. His job is to keep order, keep things safe, and that's what he does. I want to read again, if I might, after that description. As the chaplain leads the way, he will have us pause if inmates approach us from the rear, allowing them to pass by in the cramped space between the walls, because often the hallways are narrower than you might imagine, so there is a real sense of closeness there. If prisoners file toward us in a single line, coming our direction, corrections officers or COs caution them to press the wall and remain quiet. But that does not prevent eye contact with Fran, my wife and prison ministry partner, who often receives unavoidable glances from men who may not have seen a woman other than a uniformed corrections officer or nurse for weeks or months or more. sensory trip. This whole prison penitentiary experience is sensory at its core, with sights and sounds and also smells. If we're going anywhere near the kitchen, the penitentiary dining hall, inevitably food is being prepared in one way, shape, or form. Fran described one odor that we happened upon in our prison ministry adventures at one facility. She said that the penitentiary dining hall, the odor coming from the dining hall, best resembled the smell of silage, the vegetable mash that farmers feed their livestock during the cold winter months. Another prison. The chaplain seemed to take particular delight in taking us through a shortcut to get to the chapel, and that was right past a loading dock where the garbage trucks came to collect all the refuge and garbage for disposal. You talk about sensory overload. That was a real experience. Prison lighting also is integral. It's ever present because shadows and darkness are not a friend to the corrections officers or the weaker inmates among the strong. And so there is a harsh illumination, and there is some natural light through panes of heavy, thick, bulletproof and shatterproof glass. But as the nighttime falls, huge Klieg lights, huge towering lamps bathe the entirety of the prison cityscape in an eerie glow, washing out every nook and cranny of darkness that they can find. It's a ghostly whiteness, if you will, broken only by the reflection of the never-ending razor wire. We're going to continue in our next time together, continue on this journey of the sights and sounds of the prison experience. And right now, I want to remind you, this is all contained in my book, The Inmate Within, Prison Ministry, A Haven of Hope. If you're interested in getting a copy, go to www.theinmatewithin.com. There you can have secure credit card ordering, or you can find our address, SonPower Ministries P.O. Box address, if you want to send a check. $20 or more, and you will get a signed copy of the book. I'll also include a copy of my CD of original Christian music, contemporary music, called Jubilation Journey. You can also get our book on Amazon, and that can be ordered using the full title, The Inmate Within, Prison Ministry, A Haven of Hope. So until next time, Pete Einstein saying thank you and God bless.